And I don't believe that. I went no contact with my biological mother in 2012. She has since passed away. 2022, I believe she passed away. And, you know, sometimes we have to bury people in life. And that's what I did. I mourned her death many years ago. I'll share the story about that later. But when that happened, when I chose to walk away from that, that was the last straw. And I walked away out of respect for myself and to safeguard my children, my two youngest. I've had full custody of my two little ones that are not so little anymore. I have two giants here with me. I am remarried. I have a third amazing partner. He is on a healing journey with me and has allowed me the space to continue my healing. We relocated to Missouri. I brought 3 men with me and a fur baby. And I am here, even though I am not allowed to see my oldest son because, you know, the abuser has absolute full control of what he does and says and works those, you know, amazing manipulative techniques that, you know, abusers with narcissistic behavior, you know, are very savvy. And so before I even knew about what was happening with my son and the way he got placed in the group home, you know, things happened. I shared a video yesterday about, you know, I was talking about an ex parte order, and that's an order that was crafted, okay, in 2015 in March, after he got denied the access to return, forced my son to return to Missouri. My son went to visit me in January, I think, was it January 2015? And a whole lot, you know, of allegations came up. And, you know, that's when he had taken him to the airport. He described him to an official, airport official, in his face, right in front of my son's face. He told the official that, you know, this was his mentally retarded son. And, you know, of course, my son needed extra help. And my son absolutely hates that word. I actually detest that word. He is my precious son. You know, it's such a blessing to have been gifted a special needs child. And individuals with, you know, abusive patterns, they don't see the gift in that. To me, my children are an absolute blessing. I was told as, I can just ramble on. I was told as a teenager when I was visiting Mexico, my family, you know, we were from Mexico, and I was told that I would never be able to have children. As a teenager, I think I was like 16 when that happened. And, you know, for a doctor or specialist to tell you that you were not going to be able to have children, you know, my menstruation would not show up. You know, it was quite late, and they were trying to force me to you know, bleed. And so the doctor said, you know, told my mom in front of me that I would never be able to have children. So I always wanted to have children. You know, I came from a family, we were 7, I'm the middle one, the crazy one. And when I finally got pregnant with my first, with the first marriage, I actually didn't think I would be able to, but, you know, I was coerced. You know, I was told, like, if you don't have a child, that means you don't love me. And, you know, we were already having marital problems. And I was in school. I was finishing the profession that I had gone into. I was a dental hygienist for many years. I was in the dental field for over 30 years. And so, you know, I guess he knew that I was wanting out. And, you know, God, divine power, had different plans. I ended up agreeing to getting pregnant before I actually got my dental hygiene license, before I graduated. And now I know that, you know, narcissists, abusers actually use children to entrap you. And I realized that. I welcomed my son when he was born. He was born premature, a month early. I'll share that story at a later time, but it's such a gift. And you know, I was scared. I was so scared to give birth. I was so scared of needles that I refused to get an epidural, even though they had admitted me by emergency, because my blood pressure had skyrocketed, and I refused to get an epidural. I went 24 hours trying to, allow my son to be born. And I didn't agree to the epidural until it became an imminent emergency and they had to do a C-section. So if it tells you anything, how, they waited till last minute, I literally felt when they, cut my belly. And boy, I have so many stories that I can share now. And basically it's to inspire others to remember your power, to never give up on yourself. These individuals, got goosebumps. These individuals that target us, they see the light in us, they see the power in us before we even know, before we are, before we remember, before we reconnect to our power, that purpose that we have within us. They see it, but, we are so caught up in disbelief and, self-doubt and all the beliefs and ideas that our parents, and I will say parents because my parents, came from dysfunction, and the only thing that they could provide is dysfunction, and they were, they believed, very strict religious beliefs, Catholic at the time. And so, they did the best they could. I hold love for everybody, but I learned that you can love people from afar, and we have there is no obligation to be around toxic, abusive people, and going no contact out of respect for yourself, even including your blood family, is the greatest act of rebellion against a system, against a world that wants us to submit, to allow others to control, just the whole idea of God outside of us, this powerful being in the sky, ruling over us. That in itself was the first idea that they programmed people to believe. God is within us. You can debate all you want. I know that God is within us. I have reconnected to the Christ consciousness that is within all of us, that many, there are people that still need to remember that God is within us. Christ rises within us. And, so of course, these beliefs that I have about God do not go along with religion, not the Catholic belief that I grew up in. And so, I haven't stepped in a church in many years, and I'm proud to say that, and I have no intention to go to church. My body is my temple. I walk in nature. I ground. I go outside every day, and, the wind talks to me. The birds sing to me and speak. I'm a tree hugger. I ground every day. I believe in homeopathic medicine. I believe that the earth is here to take care of us, to remember, to balance. Many of us fell out of alignment. We fell into a deep sleep of not remembering. And I realized we came like that. It was intentional. But, we are meant to remember. We are meant to remember that we are spirits in a human body. And I know some people are wondering, how the heck does she know? I dream stuff. I have an adoptive mother that sees me as her daughter, an older lady, and she was heavenly sent. And they're not dreams, they're visions. She's like, baby, they're not dreams, they're visions. And I do believe that.